Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different because I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how I got these freestyle braids on my cousin's hair. So if you want to see how I got this look, just keep watching. Alright, as you can see, his hair is freshly washed, and I'm just going to take my blow dryer on the medium-high setting, and I'm going to blow dry all of his hair until it's completely dry and straight. And this is what the hair looks like completely dry and blown out. And this is the Blue Magic hair conditioner that I'm going to use to make sure that his hair is moisturized while I braid it. And Shine and Jam is what I use to clean up my parts, and I'm going to specify how I do that later in the video. So here you can see me split the hair right down the middle so I can have two sections, and then right after this I'm going to take my Shine and Jam and I'm going to put it right over that part, and then I'm going to clean it with my comb, and then it's going to leave me with a nice and crisp part. For those who aren't used to using Shine and Jam, you're going to see me just take my comb and go right over the part that I made after applying the Shine and Jam, and I'm smoothing it out so I can see how straight my part is, and this just helps to make your parts very straight and crisp. And it is possible to braid without using this technique, but usually the cleaner the parts are is how clean the braids will be. Now look how crisp and clean my part is. That's exactly how you want your part to be. Now this is where I decided that I wanted to do like a sort of figure 8 figure or a chromosome shape down the middle. So this is the first braid I did off camera, and now I'm going to show y'all how to get this on the other side of the middle part. As you can see, the braid on the right does a slight curve, so I'm going to mimic that curve on the left side. I'm going to try my best to make it the same shape and symmetrical as possible. And you also want to make sure that this curve meets in the center, because that's where the braids have to overlap, and then we're going to intersect this braid to the other side. So where I'm parting is going to be the point where the braids overlap each other. So now this is me showing you guys how I'm going to part the back section of this braid. After the overlap, I'm just going to mimic the same curve that's on the left onto the right side, and I'm going to make sure that this is also symmetrical to the other side. And my cousin over here wanted to lock up his hair, so there will be probably no more braiding tutorials. But if you guys would like to see a lock retwist on my channel, just leave a comment and let me know. Now you see me going in again with my Shine and Jam. I'm going to go in on both the top and the bottom parts, and I'm going to make sure I clean them so again the parts could be crisp. I use Shine and Jam after every part that I do in this video. Shout out to my mama, and shout out to my niece. Look at her. Isn't she the cutest? Since this is not a cornrow tutorial, I'm not really showing clearly how to cornrow, which is why it is sped up. But I will show you how I do the crossover in the middle for the overlap of the two braids. So now I've came to the end of that first part of the braid, and now I'm just going to keep slowly cornrowing until I can reach a little bit of the hair from the back portion of this braid, and now I can reach it, and I'm grabbing it slowly but making sure that it's tight, because if it's not tight then it's going to leave a bump at the top of the hairstyle, and you want it to be as flat as possible. Since the parts are curved, I'm also trying my best to curve my braids so that they follow the curve of the part. It makes this style a little more dynamic than just braiding it straight down the middle. Since I was freestyling, I went and did one side off camera, and now I'm going to mimic this side onto the other side, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did. So the first braid that I'm doing on this side is going to be the braid that's right along his haircut, and I already put the shine and gem on the part, so I'm only going to show the braid down. I know he looked like he in pain, but he not. But if you made it this far in the video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. As you can see, I'm leaning the braid towards the left side, closer to his hairline, because I think that it adds more to the look and it makes it look better when you braid along the edge. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys how to do this little braid. This little braid is right along the braid that we just did a moment ago, and it's only going to go halfway down, and it stops right in the middle. So I'm just parting this little section out, and I'm going to tie this hair to the side, and I'm going to braid this down as tightly as I can without it being too tight. Now the trick to making these little braids look nice without it being too tight or too lumpy is to just braid slowly and on top of your stitch without moving too fast, because when you try to braid too fast, that's when it starts looking either loose or lumpy. So I've already started parting out the second micro braid that's going to be going into that last braid that I have on this side. And it's not really a big part, nor does it go all the way down. So I'm just trying to show you slowly how I started. And I start with a very small section, and I'm grabbing a little bit of hair at a time. I'm trying to take my time, because when you try to braid it too fast, again, it's going to be lumpy or it's going to look messy. And these micro braids do not have to be braided all the way to the end, because we're adding it into our last braid. Now here, what you see me doing is smoothing out the hair so that when I try to braid it down to one side, it's not lumpy or bumpy. I want it to be as smooth as possible. Now this is me just showing how small of a piece that I use to start off my braids, because I like it when they're gradual instead of just looking like I started with a bunch of hair at once. And I'm not really braiding his hair too tight, he's just very tender-headed, so if it looked like I was being very abusive in the video, it's not me. I'm not braiding too tight, he's just tender-headed. And again, if you look closely, you can see that I've added both of the micro braids already, and that this whole braid is leaning towards the left side of his head, because I told you I like it when I do it like that. It adds dynamic, it makes it look better instead of going straight down the middle. And it lets you see the design better. You can see all those little crisscross designs going on. Now this is me just smoothing it out, making sure that all the hairs are laying down and not sticking up, because I want it flat again. And this was the final result. You can see that the braids are not in a bun or anything, but the next day I tie them up in a bun and I take the final video. And I like the man bun way better. And these are the final results of these freestyle cornrow male braids. I hope you enjoyed the video / tutorial, and if you would like to see more, just let me know in the comments. Please like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next video.